Lima, X-Ray, Delta, Williston, South Carolina. You have a big signal in here. I'm surprised you're not hearing me. So you must be running a whole lot of power. Over.
Well, a little bit. And so what is the name there, LXD?
LXD? Yes, the name is Rod, Romeo Oxygen Mark Rod. And I would like an assessment on my audio. Over.
Yes, sir. What radio are you running there, Rod?
The radio is a Kenwood TS-940 Sierra. TS-940 Sierra running 100 watts. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, ballistically, it looks well. It looks like you maybe have a 3 dB dynamic range. We could check a couple of things here. If you're familiar with your radio, the first thing to verify is that you're in the 100 to 2900 bandpass mode. 100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger?
900 bandpass. Roger. Let me see. I'm not really sure if I'm between that, because there's no way of knowing. All I know is I believe on this particular rig it goes it's at 2.4 kilohertz, I believe. 2.4. I think that's the highest it can go. Over.
Roger that. Okay. Then following that would be make sure that it has a compressor. Is that a Roger?
Yes, let's see. I have the compression off on the rig. The compression is off on the rig. Over.
All right. We suggest it be on, and a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, whichever comes first. 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
10 or 30 out of 100, Roger. Come back. What are you asking me?
Your compression should be on and adjusted to a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on what the input level is marked. If it's 0 to 10, we want it on a 3. If it's 0 to 100, we want it on a 30. Roger?
We want it on a 30. Roger? Okay, that's with the compression on. It goes from 0 to 10. 0 to 10, and I have it at 3. I have both knobs turned on 3. That's the in and the out. Over.
All right, the best thing to do is, that's at a 30 on the out?
That's at a 30 on the out? Yes, 30 on the out and 30 on the in.
Roger, sounds pretty hot. Okay, move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. So I hope you know where your ALC is, and we can set the modulation level.
Okay. Yeah, I have it's at 2/3. It's at 2/3. 2/3, Roger.
Yes, sir. That's good. Now we're going to have to do something with that compressor. It's too active. Take it down to a 10. If it's on a 30 now, take it to a 10 on the input. 30 on the 3. Hello, brain freeze. 10 on the input level of that compressor. Roger. Too much. I would take it out. We're just looking for a token amount of compression, and that's way too much. So just leave your compressor off, Roger.
Your compressor off, Roger. Okay, the compression is off.
All right. I was stealing a drink of coffee there. All right, so now, with the compressor off, let's go back to the ALC and adjust for mid-scale to 2/3, as you say the magic word, audio, with mic gain control.
Mic gain control. Okay, audio. It's on a C of ALC, but it's still within the red zone. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, you should be mid-scale to 2/3. You don't want to drive it out of the out of that range. Try to keep it in mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
In mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Roger, Roger. Let me ask you a question, because that's where I have it right now. Do I have more lows than highs, or is it balanced, or do I have more lows than the highs, or vice versa? Go ahead.
Well, Rod, that's where we're going next. We're going to your EQ page. We've got your level set, and so we want to go to the EQ now. Roger?
To the EQ now. Roger.
Roger, Roger.
So let me know when you get there, and tell me what kind of equalizer you have and what are the settings.
Do you have and what are the settings?
I have an MFJ299 microphone that has a graphic equalizer. The first level is 2,000. The second is 1,000. The third is 540, and the last level is 270.
All right, Rod, and let me just ask you something. What type of equalizer do you have inside the radio? Do you have an equalizer inside the radio itself?
Have an equalizer inside the radio itself?
Negative.
All right, I copy your drift, sir. I understand where you are. So your highest frequency is 2kc. Is that a Roger?
2kc. Is that a Roger?
Come back with that question again.
Your top frequency treble EQ is 2K. Can it go any higher than that?
Okay. Can it go any higher than that?
Negative. It's only at 2.4.
Oh, okay, 2.4. Okay, we want to go 3 clicks more EQ on that control, plus 3 clicks additional EQ from where you are. Roger?
Additional EQ from where you are. Roger?
Okay, well, excuse me, on this microphone, on this MFJ299 microphone, it doesn't say which lever is bass or treble. It just has 4 knobs, and it's actually plus 12 dB, 0 dB if I put the lever in the middle, and then minus 12 dBs if I had the lever all the way at the 0 mark. And so there's 4 levers. Over.
All right. Are they one on top of the other that way?
On top of the other that way?
No, they have their own separate levels.
Yes, I understand that, but are they stacked vertically? So you would assume that the top one would be the treble EQ?
The top one would be the treble EQ?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
All right, let's take a wild leap of faith and just to take the top one all the way to the right, plus 12, plus 20, whatever it happens to be. Let's just see if we can identify it.
Okay, so the first lever is at 270. Right now it's on minus 12 dB, so I'm going to turn that all the way up to plus 12 dB. So that's plus 12 dBs right there. Plus 12 dBs. Over.
You know, Roger, well, you know what I would suggest? Just out of curiosity, could you tell me what your mic gain, your internal mic gain is on the radio at the moment?
Your internal mic gain is on the radio at the moment.
Okay, it's at 4.
Alrighty. What I would suggest is that we take all of those EQs and put them flat. Do you know how to do that?
Put them flat. Do you know how to do that?
I guess just set them all in the middle at 0, right? Or do you just want me to put them all down to minus 12 dB?
Now put them all to 0. That would be the best thing to do. Let's get that mic flat and then figure out what we need to do. Right now, see, you've created big notches in your audio by taking all those to the negative side. So we want to get the mic flat to begin with. So all those controls, just put them right in the middle. Roger.
Just put them right in the middle. Roger.
Okay, they're all in the middle. They're all in the middle. I have no processor on, and the mic gain on the radio is at 4 out of 10.
All right, just out of curiosity, go back to your ALC before we start our equalization pattern. Go back to your ALC and double check to see what your level is. Because see, we just put a bunch of level in there by zeroing those EQs. So go back to your mic, your automatic level control, ALC, with mic gain in hand. Do the word audio and adjust from mid-scale to 2/3.
And adjust from mid-scale to 2/3.
Audio. That's 2/3 right there.
Yes, sir. Now, take that 2KC, the one at the top, take that and go all the way to the right. Take that top EQ and go all the way to the right.
The top EQ and go all the way to the right.
Okay, how's that?
All right, and why don't you tell me something about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, and let me listen to you. That's the top EQ, right?
Let me listen to you. That's the top EQ, right?
No, this is just the output level on the microphone. There's a minimum, and then it's a maximum. And I have it turned all the way to the maximum. I didn't even touch the graphic equalizer yet.
All right, well, listen to me, buddy. We're trying to do something, so you should have all of your graphic equalizers in the flat mode. Is that a Roger?
In the flat mode. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. That's how I have it.
All righty. Now, and your mic, we need to stabilize that mic gain, so go back to your ALC, double check that again to be sure that you're at the proper ALC level before we start our EQ process. Roger, so it's audio with mic gain for mid-scale to 2/3.
With mic gain for mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, this is KC2LXD. Hello, that's 2/3 right there. Hello, 2/3 right there.
All right, now, so don't touch anything else except what I tell you to touch. I want you to go to that top EQ, and I want you to go all the way to the right on that top EQ. Roger?
Right, on that top EQ. Roger?
See, you're losing me when you say top EQ. The levers, all right, let me just try to break it down this way. It's 4 I guess you call it levers. Each one is like it's a slide. It's a sliding vertical slider. So there's 4 vertical sliders. All right. The first one is at the bottom. It says 2,000. So there's no, the bottom says 2,000. So you can slide it from, at the bottom all the way up to the top. There's no numbers within the little line, okay? And then the next one says 1,000, same thing. Then the next one says 540, same thing, another slider. Then the last slider says 270, and you just slide it at the bottom or all the way to the top. And to the right it says, if you have all the levers down at the bottom, it's at the -12 dB. If you have them all in the middle, it's at the 0 dB. If you have it all the way top, do you understand?
Yes, sir. Okay, so take the one marked 2KC and take it all the way up to the top, all the way as far up as it'll go on the 2KC.
As far up as it'll go on the 2KC.
It's 270 hertz. 270 hertz. So you want me to slide that one all the way up to the top, right?
I think you mean 2.7. Is that right? 2.7.
7.
It's no decimal. It's a solid number. 270, and to the right of it says hertz. HZ. And then the next one is 540. And then the third lever is 1,000. And then the fourth lever is 2,000. If you pull up this microphone or if you do a Google search, you'll see what it looks like. It's an MFJ 299.
Okay, Rod, the one that's marked 2000, I want you to push it all the way to the top. The one that's marked 2000, that EQ, I want you to take it all the way to the top, okay?
EQ, I want you to take it all the way to the top, okay?
Okay, it's at the top now, all the way at the top. Over.
I think we're done. That's it. Sounds good. Tell me about your radio for about 10 and let me hear you.
Tell me about your radio for about 10 and let me hear you.
Okay, so no processor in. The mic gain on the radio is at 2 out of 20. I mean, I'm sorry, 2 out of 10. On the microphone, as far as the graphic equalizer, the levels at 1000 is set to 0 dB, 540 is set to 0 dB, 270 is set to 0 dB, and the 2000 lever is set all the way up to plus 12 dB. And on the and then I have an out level knob that goes from minimum all the way to maximum. So I guess it's 0 to 10. It's set at 4.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Now, what I want you to do is go back to your ALC now. That's the thing. See, your ALC is a Bible for that radio. And anytime you make a correction in your EQ or compression or whatever it is, you need to go back to your ALC always and double-check your level. So go ahead and go back to your ALC. Remember, the word is audio with mic gain in hand to adjust it from mid-scale to 2/3.
In hand to adjust it from mid-scale to 2/3.
That's 2/3 right there.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. I think we're done, Rod. I think after it's all said and done, I think we're sounding pretty good. Roger?
I think we're sounding pretty good. Roger?
Well, I thank you so much for sure. Could I just ask you another question that I am having with this transceiver? But maybe I can ask it later, because I know you probably want to get some more stations in there. Over.
Well, go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, when I cut the radio on, I have it suffered with frequency drift. So if I'm on this frequency that we're on, it'll drift all the way down to 5 megahertz. And then the only way the radio doesn't drift is if I have it in memory mode. And then if I have it in F-lock and I cut the radio on for the first time, it goes haywire. It's like I have to do a whole reset. But as long as I keep it in memory mode and I cut the radio on for the first time, it doesn't drift at all. But if I have it, if it's not in memory mode or F-lock, then it drifts like crazy. And when I turn the VFO, it'll go in either direction, whichever direction I turn the VFO knob. Over.
Roger. Well, obviously the radio is not working correctly. Probably needs some servicing to correct that problem. But the good thing is that you know what you need to do to make it work properly. So your options are do what you need to do to make it work properly, or send it in and have it repaired. Roger?
Or send it in and have it repaired. Roger?
Roger. I do have a TS-940. I don't think it's worth any more repairs on this radio. It's been in the shop maybe a couple of times now. This radio is probably about 20 years old now. It was given to me, so it's not like I paid for it. So I guess I'm going to just truck on it until it dies. But I do have a TS-940, which has no issue, so there you go. But I thank you so much for getting the audio where it needs to be, and I'm very happy. Over.
Yes, sir. And if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of 2100 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings on YouTube, and we'll have it posted by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Posted by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I look forward to hearing it. So all the best to you, and I hope to talk to you soon. This is KC2 Lima X-Ray Delta in Williston, South Carolina. And by the way, you are 10 over 9, holding steady. 73, and thank you very much.
Roger, Rod 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. We're surviving many difficulties this afternoon, mainly with our SDR receivers trying to seek Wi-Fi units transmitting that they need not to be, and they need to be looking at other ones, and I keep setting them and they keep moving off to other locations for some reason I don't know. But anyway, we are listening. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.